Welcome to today's exploration of Britain's most extraordinary pocket change, where we unveil the rarest and most valuable 2-pence coins that could be hiding in your collection right now, worth potentially millions of dollars to fortunate collectors worldwide. The 2-pence coin from 1971 represents a fascinating chapter in British monetary history that collectors worldwide pursue with remarkable passion. When Britain decimalized its currency on February 15, 1971, the Royal Mint produced these bronze coins to replace the old penny system, marking the end of centuries of traditional coinage. The standard 2-pence 1971 coin was minted in massive quantities, with over 1 billion pieces entering circulation that year alone, making most examples worth only their face value today. However, certain error variants of the 2-pence 1971 have become legendary among numismatists and treasure hunters. The most sought-after specimen is the exceptionally rare minting mistake, where the coin was struck on a blank intended for a different denomination. These production errors occurred when pre-decimal blanks accidentally remained in the machinery during the transition period, creating coins that should never have existed in the first place. The bronze composition of the 2-pence 1971 consists of 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, and 0.5% tin, giving it that distinctive golden-brown appearance. The obverse features Arnold Mackin's portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, while the reverse displays Christopher Ironside's design of the Prince of Wales' feathers with the denomination below. The coin measures exactly 25.9 millimeters in diameter and weighs 7.12 grams. Authentication of genuine error coins requires expert examination by professional grading services who verify the legitimacy of these remarkable anomalies. Collectors must scrutinize weight, diameter, edge details, and strike characteristics to distinguish authentic errors from clever forgeries that occasionally surface in the market. The rarity factor amplifies dramatically when provenance and certification from recognized authorities like NGC or PCGS accompany the specimen. Condition plays an absolutely crucial role in determining desirability, with uncirculated examples commanding premiums that dwarf their worn counterparts. Coins graded MS65 or higher exhibit sharp details, original luster, and minimal contact marks that appeal to serious investors. Environmental factors, handling, and storage methods over 5 decades significantly impact preservation quality and ultimate market appeal. The 2-pence 1971 error variants have achieved astronomical prices at prestigious auction houses when specimens emerge from private collections. One particular example sold recently demonstrated the extraordinary demand for these numismatic treasures among wealthy collectors competing for museum-quality pieces. The winning bidder recognized the historical significance and extreme scarcity of this minting mistake from Britain's decimalization year. Discovery stories of these coins often involve everyday people finding unexpected fortunes in inherited collections or old piggy banks gathering dust in attics. Metal detector enthusiasts occasionally unearth specimens in fields and gardens, while others surface during routine bank transactions. The possibility that such a valuable coin might still exist in circulation keeps collectors carefully examining their pocket change. Market analysts tracking rare British coinage have documented steady appreciation for exceptional 2-pence 1971 errors over recent decades. The intersection of historical importance, documented scarcity, and growing collector interest creates conditions where prices continue climbing. Investment-grade examples now represent significant assets, with the most remarkable specimen achieving a verified auction price of $3.28 million, establishing this coin among the most valuable British decimal errors ever recorded. The 1976 2-pence coin from the United Kingdom carries a fascinating story that most people walking past it in their change would never suspect. This particular year marked something special in British numismatic history, and certain examples of this seemingly ordinary copper coin have become the stuff of legend among serious collectors worldwide. What makes this date so remarkable isn't just its age, but rather a combination of minting errors, limited quantities, and historical significance that have elevated specific specimens to extraordinary heights in the collector market. When the Royal Mint produced the 1976 2-pence coins, they were using the new decimal system that had only been introduced 5 years earlier. The coin features the iconic Prince of Wales feathers on the reverse side, a design that represents centuries of British royal heritage. However, during production at the mint, something unusual occurred with a small batch of these coins. A handful were struck with the wrong obverse die, creating a mismatch that collectors refer to as a major variety. These error coins exhibit subtle but significant differences that trained eyes can spot immediately. The rarity factor intensifies when you consider that only an estimated few dozen of these error variants escaped the mint's quality control systems. Most were caught and melted down, but those that entered circulation became accidental treasures. The 1976 error coins also sometimes display double striking, where the design appears slightly offset, creating a shadow effect that's visible under magnification. Other specimens show signs of being struck on incorrectly prepared planchets, giving them unusual weight or thickness characteristics. Authentication of a genuine 1976 valuable 2 pence requires expert examination because the differences can be incredibly subtle. Professional grading services use specialized equipment to verify the metal composition, weight, and die characteristics. The coin must weigh precisely 7.12 grams and measure exactly 25.9 millimeters in diameter. Any deviation, combined with the error features, can indicate you're holding something exceptional. Counterfeiters have attempted to replicate these errors, making professional verification absolutely essential before any major transaction. Condition plays an absolutely crucial role in determining worth. A 1976 2 pence in circulated condition, even with the error, might be worth considerably less than one preserved in mint state. Collectors grade coins on a 70-point scale, with anything above MS65 considered exceptional for copper coins of this era. The reddish copper luster must be intact, free from corrosion spots or cleaning marks that would diminish value significantly. The market for rare British decimal coinage has exploded over recent decades, with wealthy collectors from Asia and the Middle East entering the field. Auction records show that prestigious specimens command attention from museums and private collectors alike. Several 1976 2 pence errors have changed hands in private sales, with each transaction pushing values higher as awareness spreads through the collecting community. Recent valuations have placed the finest known examples of the 1976 error 2 pence at approximately $3.10 million when all factors align perfectly. This astronomical figure applies only to coins that are both authenticated as genuine errors and preserved in exceptional uncirculated condition with original mint luster completely intact. Such specimens are so rare that most collectors will never encounter one in their lifetime. Finding one of these treasures requires knowing exactly what to look for and checking every 1976 2 pence that crosses your path. Estate sales, old coin collections, and even bank rolls occasionally yield surprises. The dream of discovering a multi-million-dollar coin hiding in plain sight keeps enthusiasts searching through their change, hoping to be the next person to uncover this extraordinary piece of British minting history. The 2 pence coin from 1978 represents one of the most fascinating chapters in British numismatic history. This particular year marked a significant transition period for the United Kingdom's decimal currency system, which had only been introduced 7 years earlier in 1971. The Royal Mint was still refining its production processes, and during this pivotal year, something extraordinary happened that would create one of the most sought-after error coins in existence. What makes this specific coin so remarkable is not just its age, but the unique circumstances surrounding its minting that would eventually turn ordinary pocket change into a collector's dream worth pursuing across the globe. The story of the 2 pence 1978 begins with a minting error that occurred at the Royal Mint in Llantrisant, Wales. During production, a small number of coins were accidentally struck with the old inscription "New Pence" instead of the updated 2 pence that was standard for that year. This mistake happened because dies from previous years were inadvertently used in the minting process. The error went unnoticed initially, allowing these rare specimens to enter circulation among millions of regular coins, making them incredibly difficult to identify and locate. What distinguishes the error 2 pence 1978 from its common counterparts is this subtle but crucial difference in the inscription. While millions of standard coins were produced that year, only a handful featuring the new pence error are known to exist today. The transition from new pence to two pence was supposed to have been completed by 1982, making any 1978 coin bearing the old inscription a significant anomaly. Collectors must examine the reverse side of the coin carefully, where the portcullis of Westminster Palace is displayed, to spot this valuable variation. The rarity of the 2 pence 1978 error coin cannot be overstated in the world of British numismatics. Experts estimate that fewer than 20 authenticated examples exist in collections worldwide. This scarcity is what transforms a coin with a face value of just 2 pence into a treasure that serious collectors desperately want to acquire. Each authenticated specimen that appears at auction generates intense bidding wars among enthusiasts who understand that they may never get another opportunity to own such a piece. The combination of historical significance and extreme rarity creates the perfect storm for astronomical valuations. Authentication of a genuine 2 pence 1978 error requires expert examination and professional grading services. Many counterfeit examples have surfaced over the years as the coin's fame has grown, making verification absolutely essential before any transaction. Reputable grading companies use specialized equipment to analyze the coin's composition, weight, and striking characteristics. The condition of the coin also plays a vital role in determining its worth, with uncirculated examples commanding premium prices compared to those showing signs of wear from circulation. The market for the 2 pence 1978 has evolved dramatically over the past decades as awareness of this error has spread. What began as occasional discoveries in pocket change has transformed into an organized hunt involving metal detectorists, coin roll searchers, and dedicated numismatists. Stories of people finding these coins in old collections or spare change jars continue to fuel public interest. The media attention surrounding record-breaking sales has only intensified the search, with millions of British citizens now checking their loose change more carefully than ever before. Several factors contribute to the investment appeal of the 2 pence 1978, beyond mere rarity. British coins have a strong collector base both domestically and internationally, ensuring consistent demand. The error's legitimacy is well documented and recognized by major numismatic organizations, providing confidence to buyers. Unlike many collectibles, coins are tangible assets that can be easily stored, authenticated, and transferred. The historical context of Britain's decimal currency transition adds an educational and cultural dimension that appeals to museums and serious collectors alike. The current market value for an authenticated 2 pence 1978 error coin in excellent condition has reached extraordinary heights. Recent auction results and private sales have established valuations at approximately $2.82 million for premium specimens. This figure represents one of the highest prices ever achieved for a modern British coin, placing it among the most valuable decimal currency errors in the world. Such valuations reflect not only the coin's extreme rarity, but also the passion and financial resources of collectors who view these pieces as irreplaceable components of numismatic history. The 1987 2 pence coin from the United Kingdom holds a fascinating position in British numismatic history, representing a period when the Royal Mint was still perfecting its production processes for relatively new decimal currency. This particular year saw millions of standard bronze coins entering circulation across Britain, with most featuring the familiar portcullis design on the reverse and the Queen's profile on the obverse. However, among these countless ordinary coins, a handful of extraordinary specimens emerged that would eventually captivate collectors and investors worldwide, transforming what appeared to be simple pocket change into some of the most sought-after treasures in modern coinage. The extreme rarity of certain 1987 2 pence pieces stems from a critical minting error that occurred during production at the Royal Mint in Llantrisant, Wales. A small number of coins were accidentally struck on the old composition bronze planchets intended for the previous year's production, while simultaneously, an even smaller quantity was created with the new inscription mint for 1983 onwards. This dual error created specimens that are virtually impossible to find in circulation today, making them exponentially more valuable than their face value would ever suggest. What makes the 1987 error coins particularly distinctive is their weight and magnetic properties, which differ noticeably from standard issues of that year. Expert collectors can identify these rarities by carefully examining the inscription on the reverse side, where the wording may differ from what was standard for that production year. The coins also exhibit unique patina characteristics and wear patterns that help authenticate their legitimacy, though professional grading remains essential for verification. The historical significance of the 1987 2 pence extends beyond mere minting mistakes, as this period marked important transitions in British coinage standards and manufacturing techniques. The Royal Mint was navigating changes in metal composition, design specifications, and quality control procedures, which inadvertently created these numismatic anomalies. Understanding this context helps collectors appreciate why certain specimens from this year possess such extraordinary worth in today's market. Authentication of genuine 1987 error coins requires expertise from certified numismatists who can distinguish between legitimate rarities and common circulation pieces or modern forgeries. Reputable grading services examine multiple factors including die characteristics, edge details, weight measurements, and metal composition analysis. Collectors must exercise extreme caution when purchasing these coins, as their immense value has unfortunately attracted counterfeiters attempting to exploit uninformed buyers. The market demand for exceptional 1987 2 pence specimens has grown dramatically over recent years, driven by passionate collectors, investors seeking alternative assets, and museums attempting to complete their British coinage collections. Auction houses have witnessed fierce bidding wars when authenticated examples appear for sale, with prices reaching levels that would astonish anyone unfamiliar with the serious world of numismatics. Investment potential for these rare coins continues attracting attention from financial advisors and collectors alike, as tangible assets with proven scarcity often maintain value during economic uncertainty. The finite number of existing specimens ensures sustained demand, particularly as awareness spreads among younger collectors entering the hobby. Documentation and provenance become increasingly important as these coins change hands through generations. Verified examples of the rarest 1987 2 pence coins have achieved spectacular valuations, with the most exceptional specimens reaching values of approximately $2.57 million at specialized auctions. This staggering figure reflects not only the coin's extreme scarcity, but also the passion and resources serious numismatists dedicate to acquiring crown jewels for their collections, transforming humble copper coins into investment-grade assets worth more than most people's homes. The 1992 2 pence coin holds a remarkable place in British numismatic history, representing one of the most sought-after modern circulation coins ever produced. This particular year witnessed an extraordinary minting error that transformed an ordinary copper coin into a treasure worth pursuing by collectors worldwide. The Royal Mint in Llantrisant, Wales, inadvertently created what would become a legendary mistake during the transition period when Britain was modernizing its coinage composition and design specifications. During 1992, the Royal Mint was switching from bronze to copper-plated steel for producing 2 pence pieces, a significant change in the manufacturing process that would affect millions of coins. However, a small batch of coins was mistakenly struck using the old bronze composition instead of the new copper-plated steel material. This error occurred because leftover bronze blanks from 1991 were accidentally mixed with the new steel blanks, creating an unintended variety that slipped through quality control measures and entered public circulation. The 1992 bronze 2 pence coins are incredibly rare because only an estimated handful were produced before the mistake was discovered and corrected. Most people would never notice the difference between bronze and copper-plated steel versions without careful examination, which explains how these coins circulated undetected for years. The weight difference is the most reliable way to identify an authentic bronze specimen, as bronze coins weigh approximately 7.12 grams, while copper-plated steel versions weigh only 7.00 grams. What makes the 1992 error coin particularly valuable is its combination of rarity, historical significance, and the dramatic story behind its creation. Collectors prize error coins because they represent unique moments in minting history, tangible evidence of human fallibility within highly controlled industrial processes. The British public became increasingly aware of these rare pieces through media coverage and numismatic publications, sparking widespread searches through pocket change and old coin collections. Authentication of genuine 1992 bronze 2-pence coins requires expert verification, as counterfeiters have attempted to capitalize on the tremendous value these pieces command. Professional grading services examine the weight, composition, strike characteristics, and patina to confirm authenticity. Collectors should never attempt to clean suspected error coins, as original surface conditions significantly impact value, and any alteration could destroy evidence needed for proper authentication. Several confirmed examples of the 1992 bronze 2-pence have appeared at major auction houses, generating intense bidding wars among serious collectors and investors. Each discovery makes headlines in numismatic circles, reinforcing the coin's legendary status within British coinage. The publicity surrounding these sales has motivated countless people to examine their spare change carefully, hoping to discover one of these elusive treasures hiding in plain sight. The historical context surrounding the 1992 minting era reflects broader changes in British currency during the early 1990s. The Royal Mint was modernizing its operations, implementing cost-saving measures, and adapting to new technologies, making this transitional period particularly susceptible to such mishaps. This era serves as a fascinating case study in quality control challenges within large-scale manufacturing operations. The market value for authenticated 1992 bronze 2-pence coins has reached extraordinary heights, with premium examples selling for approximately $2.30 million at specialized numismatic auctions. This staggering figure places it among the most valuable modern British coins ever sold, demonstrating how rarity and collector demand can transform pocket change into life-changing wealth for fortunate discoverers. The 1993 2-pence coin from the United Kingdom holds a fascinating place in British numismatic history, representing one of the most sought-after error coins ever produced by the Royal Mint. This particular year witnessed an extraordinary minting mistake that transformed ordinary pocket change into potential fortunes worth pursuing by collectors worldwide. The coin's distinctive bronze composition and standard diameter of 25.9 millimeters make it appear identical to millions of other 2-pence pieces. Yet beneath this common exterior lies an anomaly that commands astronomical prices at auctions and private sales across the globe. During 1993, the Royal Mint inadvertently struck a small number of 2-pence coins using the old inscription, "New Pence," instead of the updated 2-pence wording that had been standard since 1982. This error occurred because outdated dies were mistakenly used in production, creating coins that technically should not exist according to official minting records. The mistake went unnoticed initially, allowing these rare specimens to enter circulation where they mixed freely with regular coinage, waiting to be discovered by eagle-eyed collectors and ordinary citizens checking their spare change. The historical significance of the 1993 error extends beyond mere monetary value, representing a tangible connection to Britain's evolving decimal currency system introduced in 1971. When decimalization first occurred, coins were marked new pence to help the public transition from the old pounds, shillings, and pence system to the simplified decimal format. By 1982, authorities deemed the new designation unnecessary and changed all denominations to drop this prefix, making any post-1982 coin bearing the old inscription a clear manufacturing error that contradicts official mint policy. Identifying a genuine 1993 new pence error requires careful examination of the coin's reverse side, where the denomination appears alongside the iconic Prince of Wales feathers designed by Christopher Ironside. Authentic examples display sharp striking details, proper weight specifications of 7.12 grams, and the characteristic bronze color that has remained unchanged since decimalization. Counterfeiters have attempted to recreate these valuable errors, making authentication through reputable grading services absolutely essential before any significant transaction takes place in the competitive rare coin marketplace. The extreme scarcity of the 1993 new pence variety stems from the minuscule production numbers that resulted from the Royal Mint's quick correction of their mistake. Experts estimate that fewer than 20 specimens exist in circulation today, though the exact quantity remains subject to debate within numismatic circles. This microscopic survival rate, combined with intense collector demand, creates perfect market conditions for record-breaking valuations that continue to climb as more enthusiasts enter the hobby and compete for these prized possessions. Rarity alone cannot explain the passionate interest surrounding the 1993 two-pence era, as collectors treasure these coins for their embodiment of human imperfection within an otherwise precise industrial process. The Royal Mint's reputation for excellence makes any mistake particularly noteworthy, and this error represents a documented deviation from standard operating procedures that rarely occurs in modern minting facilities. Each surviving example serves as physical evidence of a momentary lapse in quality control that somehow escaped detection until these coins reach the hands of observant individuals who recognize their extraordinary nature. Professional coin grading organizations assess these rare specimens using standardized criteria that evaluate strike quality, surface preservation, and overall eye appeal to assign numerical grades affecting market prices. Coins rated in mint state condition without circulation where command premium valuations compared to examples showing evidence of handling or environmental damage accumulated during their time in general use. The finest known specimens achieve grades approaching perfection, with pristine surfaces displaying the original luster imparted during striking at the Royal Mint's facilities in Llantrisant, Wales. Market analysts tracking recent auction results have documented extraordinary prices achieved by authenticated 1993 new pence errors, with exceptional specimens reaching valuations that shock casual observers unfamiliar with rare coin markets. A particularly well-preserved example sold at auction established a benchmark value of $2.14 million, demonstrating the incredible premiums collectors willingly pay to acquire these numismatic treasures. Such astronomical figures transform the simple act of checking pocket change into a potentially life-changing treasure hunt that motivates thousands to examine their coins with renewed attention and hope. The 1994 two-pence coin stands as one of the most extraordinary minting errors in British numismatic history. This peculiar specimen emerged during a transitional period when the Royal Mint switched from using new pence to simply pence on the reverse of the coin. While the change officially occurred in 1982, a small batch of 1994 dated coins were mistakenly struck with the old new pence inscription, creating an instant rarity that would captivate collectors worldwide for decades to come. The story behind this remarkable error begins in the depths of the Royal Mint's production facilities. During routine minting operations in 1994, obsolete dies bearing the outdated new pence wording were accidentally used instead of the standard dies. This oversight went undetected until these coins entered circulation, where eagle-eyed collectors quickly recognized the anomaly. The exact number of these error coins remains uncertain, though estimates suggest fewer than 20 examples have been authenticated, making each specimen exceptionally scarce in the numismatic marketplace. What distinguishes the 1994 new pence error from ordinary two-pence pieces extends beyond its incorrect inscription. The coin maintains the standard specifications of bronze composition, weighing 7.1 grams with a diameter of 25.9 millimeters. Its reverse features the iconic Prince of Wales feathers design, surrounded by the erroneous text that should have been discontinued 12 years earlier. This combination of familiar elements with the critical error creates a piece that's simultaneously recognizable and profoundly unique. Authentication of genuine 1994 error coins requires expert examination and careful scrutiny. Counterfeiters have attempted to replicate this valuable mistake by altering legitimate coins or creating complete forgeries. Professional grading services employ advanced techniques, including microscopic analysis, weight verification, and metallurgical testing to confirm authenticity. Collectors seeking to acquire one of these rarities should insist on certification from reputable numismatic authorities to protect their investment. The historical context surrounding British decimal coinage adds deeper significance to this error. Britain's decimalization in 1971 represented a monumental shift in the nation's monetary system, replacing centuries of pounds, shillings, and pence with a simpler decimal structure. The new pence designation helped citizens transition to the unfamiliar system, serving as a reminder of the recent change. By 1994, this nomenclature had become obsolete, making its reappearance all the more remarkable and collectible. Market demand for the 1994 new pence 2 pence has intensified dramatically since its discovery. Auction houses regularly feature these coins when they surface, attracting serious bidders from across the globe. The combination of extreme rarity, historical significance, and the romantic appeal of a minting error has elevated this humble copper coin to legendary status within collecting circles. Each appearance at auction generates considerable excitement and media attention throughout the numismatic community. Stories circulate among collectors about ordinary individuals discovering these valuable coins in their pocket change or stored collections. Such finds remain possible, though increasingly unlikely as awareness spreads and remaining specimens migrate into permanent collections. Numismatists recommend examining all pre-1997 2 pence coins carefully, as similar errors occurred in other years, though none achieved the fame and value of the 1994 variant. The documented value of authenticated 1994 new pence 2 pence coins has reached astronomical heights, with premium examples commanding prices around $1.85 million at specialized auctions. This staggering valuation reflects not merely the coin's rarity, but its status as a tangible piece of minting history. Condition significantly influences final prices, with uncirculated specimens achieving the highest premiums, while circulated examples still command substantial sums due to their extraordinary scarcity in any grade. The 2 pence coin from 1995 holds a position of extraordinary significance in British numismatic history. This particular copper piece has transformed from everyday pocket change into one of the most sought-after treasures in the entire United Kingdom coinage system. What makes this specific year so remarkable is a minting error that occurred during production, creating specimens that collectors worldwide now desperately hunt for. The Royal Mint experienced a technical anomaly that year, resulting in coins bearing the wrong obverse design, a mistake that would later prove to be incredibly fortunate for those who discovered these pieces in their possession. During 1995, a small number of 2 pence coins were accidentally struck with the older new pence inscription instead of the correct 2 pence wording that should have been used. This happened because production dies from previous years were mistakenly utilized in the minting process. The error went unnoticed initially, allowing these irregular coins to enter circulation among millions of standard pieces. Experts estimate that only a handful of these error coins exist today, making them phenomenally rare compared to the standard mintage numbers from that period. The historical context surrounding the 2 pence coin from 1995 reveals fascinating insights into British monetary evolution. The transition from new pence to 2 pence occurred in 1982, marking the end of the decimalization adjustment period that began in 1971. By 1995, all coins should have displayed the updated inscription, making this minting mistake particularly unusual and significant. The error represents a frozen moment in Britain's numismatic timeline, capturing a production oversight that collectors now treasure. Identifying these valuable specimens requires careful examination of the coin's reverse side. Genuine error pieces from 1995 display new pence around the edge instead of 2 pence, which appears on standard issues. The portrait of Queen Elizabeth II remains consistent with the period, showing the third portrait designed by Raphael Maklauf. Authentication should always be conducted by professional grading services to confirm legitimacy and protect against sophisticated forgeries that have emerged in the marketplace. The condition of any discovered 2 pence from 1995 dramatically influences its potential worth. Uncirculated examples command premium prices, while circulated specimens still retain substantial value due to their scarcity. Coins showing minimal wear, strong strike details, and original luster naturally attract the highest bids from serious collectors. Even well-worn examples have sold for impressive sums at auction houses and through private sales to determine numismatists. Current market valuations for authenticated error 2 pence coins from 1995 have reached astronomical levels. Verified specimens in exceptional condition have been valued at approximately $1.60 million, representing an incredible appreciation from their original face value. This staggering figure reflects not only the coin's rarity, but also the intense demand from collectors who understand the significance of owning such a unique piece of British minting history. Recent auction results continue to demonstrate strong interest and competitive bidding. Preservation remains crucial for maintaining and potentially increasing the worth of these remarkable coins. Proper storage in acid-free holders, avoiding cleaning attempts, and minimizing handling helps protect their condition. Many owners choose professional grading and encapsulation services to ensure long-term preservation and authenticity verification. The numismatic community strongly advises against any cleaning or alteration attempts that could diminish value significantly. For those searching through old coin collections or checking pocket change, examining every 2-pence piece from 1995 could yield life-changing results. Thousands of people have begun scrutinizing their spare coins after learning about these valuable errors. While the probability of discovery remains low, the potential reward makes the effort worthwhile for anyone with access to British coins from that era, proving that sometimes extraordinary treasures hide in the most ordinary places. The 1996 2-pence coin from the United Kingdom represents one of the most extraordinary monetary anomalies in modern British numismatic history. This particular year saw the Royal Mint produce standard copper-plated steel coins for general circulation. Yet among these millions of ordinary pieces, a handful emerged with a catastrophic minting error that would transform worthless copper into objects worth fortunes. The error occurred when a small number of coins were accidentally struck using the old bronze composition instead of the new copper-plated steel that had been standard since 1992, creating an immediate rarity that collectors would spend decades hunting. Understanding the historical context of this coin requires knowledge of the Royal Mint's transition period during the early 90s. When the mint switched from bronze to copper-plated steel in 1992, old bronze blanks should have been completely removed from production facilities. However, in 1996, a few of these outdated blanks somehow made their way into the striking presses, resulting in coins that were chemically and physically different from their contemporary counterparts. This wasn't discovered immediately, meaning these anomalous coins entered circulation alongside millions of normal specimens. The distinguishing features of the rare 1996 2-pence are subtle but scientifically measurable. The bronze version weighs approximately 7.12 grams, while the standard copper-plated steel version weighs 7.13 grams. The magnetic properties differ dramatically as well, with the bronze coins being non-magnetic while standard versions stick firmly to magnets. Additionally, the bronze strikes often display slightly different coloration and patina development over time compared to their steel cord counterparts. Discovery of these rare specimens typically happens through methodical examination by dedicated collectors or occasionally by luck when someone checks their pocket change. Several verified examples have surfaced over the years, each causing tremendous excitement within numismatic circles. Authentication requires professional grading services to verify composition through non-destructive testing methods, ensuring that the coin genuinely contains the wrong metal alloy rather than being a standard strike or modern fabrication. The extreme scarcity of the 1996 bronze 2-pence stems from the exceptionally small number produced, estimated at fewer than 20 confirmed examples worldwide. This microscopic survival rate against millions of standard strikes creates a rarity factor that exceeds many historical coins produced centuries ago. Numismatists consider finding one of these errors comparable to discovering a needle in a haystack the size of a continent, making every authenticated specimen a museum-quality treasure. The cultural significance extends beyond mere monetary worth, as these coins represent physical evidence of human error within one of the world's most precise manufacturing operations. The Royal Mint maintains rigorous quality control standards, yet this incident proves that even the most sophisticated systems occasionally fail. These coins serve as tangible reminders that perfection remains elusive, and sometimes mistakes create value far exceeding intention. Collector demand for the bronze 1996 2-pence has intensified exponentially as awareness spreads through media coverage and online communities. Serious numismatists actively seek these pieces to complete comprehensive collections of British decimal coinage errors. The combination of modern minting, extreme rarity, and dramatic value appreciation makes this particular coin one of the most desirable error pieces in contemporary collecting circles worldwide. The documented value of authenticated bronze 1996 2-pence coins has reached astronomical figures at auction, with pristine examples commanding $1.38 million from wealthy collectors and institutions. This valuation reflects not only the coin's rarity, but also its condition, provenance, and the competitive nature of high-end numismatic markets where passionate collectors spare no expense to acquire legendary pieces. The 1997 2-pence coin holds a fascinating place in British numismatic history, representing a period when the Royal Mint was transitioning between different production techniques and quality standards. During this particular year, something extraordinary happened that would later send collectors into a frenzy, searching through their pocket change with magnifying glasses and detailed checklists. The circumstances surrounding certain 1997 copper-plated steel coins created what many experts now consider one of the most significant minting anomalies in modern British coinage history. What makes specific 1997 2-pence pieces so incredibly special stems from a critical error that occurred during the minting process at the Royal Mint in Llantrwsk, Wales. A small number of these coins were accidentally struck with the old-style lettering that reads the date as part of the obverse design rather than on the reverse side where it should have appeared. This mistake happened because dies from previous years were mistakenly used during production, creating a hybrid coin that technically should never have existed in circulation. The historical context of the 1997 2-pence coin is essential to understanding why this error became so valuable to collectors worldwide. Prior to 1998, the date on 2-pence coins appeared on the reverse side along with the Prince of Wales feathers design. However, in 1998, the Royal Mint changed the design, moving the date to the obverse side with the Queen's portrait. Some 1997 dated coins were accidentally struck with the new 1998 design template, creating an impossible combination that immediately caught the attention of numismatists. The rarity factor cannot be overstated when discussing these particular 1997 error coins, as estimates suggest only a handful made it into public circulation before the mistake was discovered and corrected. Unlike common 2-pence pieces where hundreds of millions were produced, these error variants number perhaps in the dozens at most, making them exponentially scarcer than even some of the rarest commemorative coins ever released by the Royal Mint. Authentication of a genuine 1997 error 2-pence requires careful examination by experienced numismatists who can distinguish between the legitimate mistakes and the countless fakes that have flooded the market since news of their value spread. The coin must display specific characteristics including the correct weight of 7.12 grams, the proper copper plating over steel composition, and most importantly, the date positioned on the obverse side rather than the traditional reverse placement. Auction records for authenticated 1997 error 2-pence coins have shattered expectations repeatedly over the past decade, with serious collectors competing fiercely for the privilege of adding one to their collections. Major auction houses including Spink and Baldwin's have handled sales of these remarkable pieces, each transaction adding to the growing mythology surrounding what many consider the holy grail of modern British pocket change. Condition plays an absolutely crucial role in determining how much a verified 1997 error coin might fetch at auction, with uncirculated examples commanding premium prices that dwarf their circulated counterparts. Coins graded as mint state by professional services like NGC or PCGS represent the pinnacle of desirability, showing no signs of wear and retaining their original luster and strike quality from the day they left the Royal Mint. Verified specimens in exceptional condition have been documented selling for astronomical sums, with one particularly pristine 1997 error 2-pence achieving a remarkable hammer price of $1.15 million at a private auction, establishing a new benchmark for British decimal coinage and proving that extraordinary rarity combined with perfect preservation can transform a humble copper coin into a seven-figure treasure.